In Unit 8, Part 1, we introduced solving inequalities and solve inequalities by adding or subtracting. In Part 2, we're going to solve inequalities using multiplication or division. The first thing we're going to do is check possible solutions again, just like we did in Part 1. Only difference is will be division problems this time. Again, we're still just plugging in the number they give us for the variable. So I'm going to plug in negative 16 for x. So negative 16 divided by 8 is less than or equal to negative 3. Negative 16 divided by 8 is negative 2. So now I read from left to right. It says negative 2 is less than or equal to negative 3. That is not true, so negative 16 is not a solution. I'm going to test it for negative 24 as well. So negative 24 divided by 8 is less than or equal to negative 3. I actually do negative 24 divided by 8, and I get negative 3. So it says negative 30 is less than or equal to negative 3, which is true. It's equal to each other, so that is the solution. I'll let you guys try it for numbers 3 and 4. So moving on to the next section, it says solve the inequality graph or solution. I'm going to start these the same way I start all my inequalities and equations. I'm going to box and rewrite. So I have x over 3 is greater than negative 2. Now remember, when I have a fraction, that's division, so I need to do the opposite, which is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply both sides by my denominator, which is 3 in this case. So those 3's will cancel out. So I get x is greater than negative 6 for my solution. Now I need to graph that, so I'm going to draw my number line. I'm going to put negative 6 on the number line. So I have x is greater than negative 6. So greater than is an open circle into the right. Again, it's not filled in because I don't have the equal to. Coming over to number 2, again, the first thing I'm going to do is box and rewrite. So I have 15x is less than or equal to 45. 15x is multiplication, so I need to divide both sides by 15. So I'll get x is less than or equal to 3. Now I need to graph that. So I put 3 on my number line. Less than or equal to means I'm going to fill it in and go to the left. Right. 3 and 4. I'm going to show you these because they're a little bit different. Again, I'm going to start by boxing and rewriting. So I box, rewrite, negative 6x is less than or equal to 48. If you look on the left side, I have negative 6 times x, so I need to do the opposite, which is division. Now, I'm dividing by negative 6, so that's going to do a couple of things. First off, those cancel, so that becomes x. Also, 48 divided by negative 6 is negative 8, so we're turning 48 into a negative, but that also flips my inequality. If I multiply or divide by a negative, my inequality symbol is going to flip. So in the same way, when I come over here to do number 4, I have x over negative 5 is greater than or equal to 12. This is division, so I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 5. Those will cancel, and I'll just have x. Since I'm multiplying by a negative, this inequality symbol is going to flip. So both sides negative 5 is negative 60. Right, so again, if you multiply or divide by a negative, you have to flip your inequality. So looking at the back side now, there's a couple word problems. It says write an inequality for the situation or verbal sentence, then solve the inequality. So number 1 says you want to buy some new DVDs and spend less than $75. A store advertises sale where all DVDs are $15. Find the number of DVDs you can buy. So each DVD is going to be $15. But I don't know how many I have, so I'm going to put an X. But I do know that the total I can spend is less than 75. So that's less than 75 here. So to solve this, I'm going to divide both sides by 15. So I'll get X is less than, in this case, that's going to be 5. So I can buy less than 5. Number 2, I'm going to leave for you guys to try. And then if you come down to the bottom, there's some more challenge problems. Just like in part 1. So it says to solve the equation for y. So it's going to be a little bit trickier because, we're going to have an x and a y. I'm going to come over here and try number 3. I'll I'll let you guys do 1 and 2. So again, I'm going to start by boxing and rewriting. So 2 plus 3y equals 5 minus 9. Now my whole goal is to get y by itself. So if you look over here to the left where the y is, I need to subtract 2 from both sides. So I'll get 3y equals 5 minus 2 is 3 minus 9x. The 9x I can't combine with the 3 because one has an x, one doesn't. What I can do though to get y by itself is divide everything by 3. So these 3's cancel and I get a y. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3, so I get 1 minus 3x. So that's solving that for 1. Alright guys, that's all I've got for this section.